gym already.
I just got back from gym. Yeah, I'm still in my gym gear.
Yeah, I noticed.
I got
Not
the pump
really.
on.
Just
Got the pump on.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, where are you with?
Robert, Jack, and we will stop talking about me.
Yeah. Well, no, we never stop talking about you, Robert. Robin, but we love it. We love talking about you.
Anyway, you don't have notes today.
No, because it's pretty simple.
I know. It's another simple episode, and I was thinking that. I think it's simple because with small tribes, there's less strategy. There's not much that can happen.
Look, we did get to see a couple of things at the other tribes, right? Like Elizabeth. Do you think she blew up a game?
Wait, which one is Elizabeth?
She's the one that decided, I'm going to change the camp bed now, and she went off and got bamboo, and then she dragged it through and nearly knocked Carl over, nearly destroyed the fire.
You know what? I don't think that destroyed. I don't think that incident just destroyed her game. I think it destroyed all of their game. Like apart from the Goliath and the tribe, I think the way they handled that showed no cohesion.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Coming into a merge, you look at obviously is it Natiti or whatever, the Green tribe, Tiva. They're pretty on the whole relatively united. You've got the three Brochachos. We got Gabby started to actually step up and find her again.
No, you didn't. But anyway, we can get to Tiva in a minute.
But they've got that going on.
Yeah.
The other tribe have been the decimated tribe. They've had two tribes. Yeah. They've got nothing, and it's just kind of them together. But Dave, is it Dave? Nick and Mike. They're kind of solid together.
Oh, I think. Well, we can get to that, but
yeah, of course. But what I'm trying to get back to is they don't have anything now.
I know.
That incident has put so many division between all of them coming into merge. They're the ones that are going to have to latch on to other alliances. They've got no power.
Well, no. This is the thing, though. Is Carl and we never saw, but it didn't look to me like Carl, Davey, and the other guy, Alex, was together. Was together, did it?
No, this is that. There's nothing that they were just kind of. Two of them were kind of more frustrated with one of them wanting to change the bed situation.
A lot more frustrated.
But to me, I could understand her frustration going, look, I am in a lot of pain. Yeah. I need to get it done. I also understand their side going, why'd you start an hour before nightfall?
I absolutely
understand. So
there's,
it's both, but it's they're both at fault here.
Oh, I don't think they're both at fault. Like, I think Elizabeth, I can understand her frustration, right? It's driven by pain. But on the other hand, like you've pointed out, bad timing.
Bad timing. Start
in the morning.
Yeah.
Say, guys, I'm really in pain. I really need to fix this.
Yeah.
Try to generate some sympathy rather than...
Yeah,
This is what I'm getting down to, I guess. Was it poor gameplay? Because the way she went about it, she's just isolated herself from probably the 4 people she needs when she goes to merge.
Well, I just think it should... But even their handling in that situation, they also didn't think about, do they need Elizabeth?
Well, I don't know.
They just went, you're doing it too late. It's like, hey, yeah, okay, we hear you're in pain and we're sorry that this hasn't happened. What if just tonight, because we don't have time, but tomorrow, first thing in the morning, that's what we're doing?
Maybe. But
both sides are accountable for that.
Yeah, I think she's more accountable, though.
Of course she's more accountable.
What I'm trying to say is...
She instigated it.
Yeah, and she's put them offside.
Yes.
Right, whereas one putting 4 offside is better than, or is worse than 4 putting 1 offside. Even I know you're saying
but I just don't think it's. I don't think it's as clear cut as 1 and 4. I mean, it's 1 and then a floater who's now going, great, this is awesome. Where does she fit in? Two that were kind of annoyed about it, and the other one didn't really care. He wasn't actually featured.
What I liked was, out of that whole episode, the only person that came out of it well, I think, was Cara, right? Because Cara was like, this is great for me.
Yeah, but there was one of the other guys who wasn't even part of that. There was the two...
There was Davey and Carl.
And
Alec.
Alec didn't have... Yeah. Alec didn't really mention anything about the bed. So
No, he didn't. He just stood there and watched, right?
Yeah.
But he was probably like Cara. He was just watching the 3 Davids disintegrate and going, great. But I like Cara. Cara's like going down to talk to Elizabeth. You know, and she was like, "This is great for me." You know,
Exactly.
it took her head off the block.
Yeah, totally.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Took her head off the block. You know, and we all know it was. That was the next cat off the rank.
Yeah, and she needs to get through because she'll go back.
Yeah.
She'll go back with Dad once the merge comes.
Yeah. So I guess the next one to talk about would be Tiva.
Tiva.
The Brochachos.
Yeah, they're pretty strong, aren't they?
I've never seen two men feed each other.
God, you haven't been in my house long enough. Me and my housemates feed each other all the time. I lay back.
Do you hand feed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Okay.
Here comes the aeroplane.
Very good. But that was really amusing episode, wasn't it? And I love Dan's comment. The Brochachos are so adorable. You know, that was a great comment.
Yeah.
But geez, they're getting tight, aren't they? And it makes me wonder about Christian. Is Christian really having this bond with these two guys, or is he playing at having the bond?
Well, I don't know. Like, we got a cutaway of his little chat to camera.
Yeah.
His little confessional moment where he did sit there and go, "This is what I always wanted as a team." So part of that goes, you know what? He wanted to be accepted, and obviously being his eccentric self was never really accepted.
Yeah.
And he finally gets that. So I think I think Gabby can't compete.
Yeah, that's what I was about
to say. He really liked working with Gabby because they're like-minded people. They're very similar.
But now he's finding other like-minded people.
Well, now he's just finding that he can be accepted by
anyone.
The cool kids.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he needs her anymore.
No, I don't think.
I think that initial gravitation of like, where you're a nerd, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Now he's realizing, I'm not a nerd.
But is that a negative? Is that a negative?
No, I don't think so. Because
is that when you throw away the people that you are close to and then stick to people who might burn you in the end?
No, I think this is a sort of David evolution we're watching it here, and Christian's really growing.
Christian's doing really like Christian's playing like his social game is just for someone who's
phenomenal.
Yeah, for someone who's like always talking like in scientific terms,
right.
Like he's
exactly.
Just going.
Well, remember that first thing where they had to do the cuts during his one-on-one because he just kept talking about puzzles.
Yeah, he talked about how slide puzzle algorithms. Right? Like who knows that stuff?
Right, but that's what I'm trying to get. It's like Christian has gone. He was a David, right? And he's gone from being a David on a Goliath majority tribe, right? To ousting Allison from one of the three.
Yeah, I reckon he easily
right? And he did it through social, right? Yeah. Which was probably his weakest element.
And this is something we do talk. Yeah, exactly. His weakest element. physicality would have been.
Oh, no, but what I mean is, if you see a nerd, you think weakest element? Social, right?
Yeah.
And this is somebody who's pulled it out and turned it into their strongest part of the game.
And this is something we always say, where if you just don't go to tribal first out in a shake-up of a tribe... Yeah. There is time, within that time, a lot can happen. Christian just shows you what can be done.
Exactly, right.
What exactly can be done, the bonds that can be built. Yeah. Like, I don't see that going back to a big merge becoming, we've got to get rid... I just can't... I hope we don't see a David Goliath thing happening again. Because the tribes have been three for long enough now.
That's right. Exactly. Well, I like what... Well, we'll get to Mick in a minute.
Yeah.
But I think Christian's playing a really good game. I'm just wondering how invested he is, whether he'll stick with it.
I feel like he's invested as like I said, it just ticks something that he never got as a growing up.
And it probably, just something you just said then was like, he really is invested, right? He's probably at Gabby's danger sense probably went off, and that's probably what made her go to Allison.
Which is, and I know you're not a big fan of Gabby.
Well, no, wait. I'm going to say this before we move on, right? Gabby's way of negotiating or strategizing with people is to be pitiful. She cried at Allison. And then she begged, basically, for Allison to take her with her.
But
she is waiting. No, this is my problem with Gabby. Gabby is going to play the pitiful person, right? Who is waiting for somebody to give her something.
See, I see a difference.
No,
I hear what you're saying.
I think it's horrible.
But I see someone who has no confidence anywhere, and she's, I feel like that's a step forward with her going, oh my God, Christian will throw me on. Like, I don't have Christian anymore. I don't have someone to rely on. Maybe I can go to someone else. This is a stepping stone to hopefully getting some strength to her game.
No, but like a move out of desperation may not necessarily be a move out of strength. And every time,
No,
every time
I'm
Gabby,
not saying it's a strong
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
I'm definitely not saying it's a strong move.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying it's a move that could potentially come another 15 days down the track. Have you look at where she started and where she is
Yeah.
there. I'm looking at where she could go, and I would love to see her go.
Well, let's put it this way.
I'd love to see her not be, in your words, pitiful.
Yeah,
I would love to
exactly.
see-
Oh, exactly.
And that's what I'm like, you know what? Good on you, Gabby, for getting up and... Because she didn't want to go and cry to her original thing was not, I'm going to go cry to Ali.
Yeah.
Her original thing was, I need to
Christian.
I need to look after myself because Christian's no longer going to look after me. It just so happened that she's a lot more emotional and ended up going down that more help me path.
Well, it's
a start.
That's the problem I have with it, though. It's not about let's strategize. It's more... Gabby's thing wasn't to go to her and go, let's get rid of Dan or anything like that. It was to go there and go, I'm in a really bad place. Please help. Throw me a line. Can you imagine somebody going to Russell and doing that? You know what Russell would do with them? He would use them straight away.
Yeah, I was going to say Russell wouldn't be voting them out.
No, he would use them to the max, right?
Yeah.
What I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is, she is opening herself up to as soon as she says that to the wrong person, they are going to make sure she pays for price.
And I think, luckily, that Ali also saw herself as falling on the out.
Exactly.
And going, Dan's powerful. This is what we could do if you could get Christian back on our side.
I like that. I like that Alison didn't say to Gabby he has an idol.
Yeah,
you know,
keep that information to yourself.
Kept it to herself and just said, "Yeah, I know he's got an idol. I want to vote him out.
Yeah,
it could be good blind.
Could be good.
Right?
We can just say, obviously, he's physically strong. We can see that
exactly.
Gabby doesn't need to know this information because if Gabby knows this information, there's a chance Christian may know this information.
Well, it just doesn't benefit Alison then if everybody knows.
No, that doesn't help the blind side
ever, right?
So I think, look, I hear what you're saying about Gabby. I'm just hoping it's a start. I'm just hoping it's a step forward into a really...
My problem with this is...
A good character growth for her.
Yeah, I would like to see a David-type growth for her, right? Yeah. But my other problem is, at this stage of the game, people are going to know when she's strategizing because they're just going to have to look at her eyes.
Yeah.
If they're red, it means she's been strategizing. If they're clear, she hasn't. Yeah. You know? No, it's that simple because every time she does it, she cries. So it's really, you know, if I was there in camp and I saw her red eyes,
who's she been talking to?
Who's she's been talking to? Who's she talking to? Right? So that was, you know. But anyway, let's talk about, I guess, Jabeni.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to really say.
Again, let's talk about. It was interesting here. We get the little clip of the person on the out, Both of those tribes don't go to council, and then we have our immunity, and it's the other tribe, and then we get their little out.
Actually, we don't really talk about the challenge as much, right? But I thought Jabeni in the challenge was quite good, in the sense that they never really gave up, and they really did go to the end. Like Mike couldn't pick it up. He had I think Angela said my hands are bleeding.
Yeah, look,
right? They put in.
They put in
I know it was. I'm not saying
it was a woeful effort, but they gave everything they had.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Interesting. I enjoyed the dish.
Oh, that was brutal.
Yeah, the big dish that they had to work together that was so shallow.
I know.
But also that became the puzzle holder.
Yeah, exactly, right. But I like that whole walk it across the planks. You could see the water
the different levels of planks that you have to keep the thing even.
That was a really brutal challenge.
I enjoyed that challenge, and I like, obviously, the green tribe.
Well, later, holding that thing which is heavy, and when you put the water in, you're just adding weight.
Yeah,
right. Another 10 or
and
20
then you got to
kilos.
keep the level, and the green tribe. I can't remember the names like you do. I'm so pathetic. Tiva. They get it in. Well, I don't need to remember. They're not going to be one tribe. They're just going to be one tribe.
Exactly. You don't need.
But the green tribe, Tiva, get it in one hit.
Yeah.
And you're like, why didn't the others?
Exactly.
It was pretty much over.
But it kind of showed, Dan and John are obviously good at working together.
They're strong.
But I mean that also took teamwork.
Yes.
You couldn't do it by yourself just being strong,
right?
of
course.
But they teamworked really well together with Christian and Gabby.
No, Gabby wasn't.
Oh, sorry, Alison. Yeah. Alison. But they did a really good job of just the teamwork.
Yeah.
Right? It was great. So,
now Jabeni.
Yeah, now Jabeni. Go on.
Well, I don't really have too much to say. I think...
I've got a lot to say.
I don't have I think Nick played a really good game.
Oh, so do I.
Nick Nick isn't in a danger position, but Mike is.
No, you've hit the point that I was going to raise is that Nick, and this is something we talk about at some stage, if you're in control of the game or you think you are, you got to let go.
Yeah.
And this is a really good point. Nick let go.
And Nick went, hey, I think we should get rid of her.
Yeah.
And Mike went,
was like,
look, I hear you and I'd love to, but then it's going to put me in a really vulnerable situation because of getting rid of Natalie and all this stuff when we go back in. Nick went, I'm not in a vulnerable position because
That's right.
I'm on the other side who did. So my tribe is okay. I will give that to you.
This is what I liked, is because Lursa's name's been on the block, even with the Davids.
Yeah.
Every tribal with the Davids, her name was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Nick knew getting rid of Lursa was going to have no repercussions.
And it also doesn't, and this is why I really like, going from Nick, and we're talking about Gabby with growth. Yeah. I want to just talk about Nick for growth. Because, Gabby's sitting at day 15 or whatever we're at, starting to think about, the game's a bit, I've got to be playing again. Probably a bit too late, but I'd love to see some growth. Nick's day 1 was atrocious.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
He should have gone home day 1. He was a really bad player.
Yeah. Those
3 days, he flipped. So after that first tribal, God, he changed his game, and he just sank into it.
I know.
And he's got Christian. Great. Built a really great bond with Christian. Exactly. He's got his one over there. Now that got removed. He built a really great bond with Mike.
Yeah.
It's not about Alyssa, or whatever her name is. She doesn't in fact impact his core alliance.
No, at all.
Keeping her around at the expense of his core alliance is pointless.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. It was a really good plan. Next part, he summed it up.
Yeah.
And went, it's better for me to vote Lursa than Angela. It's not going to hurt me, but it will hurt Mike if I do it the other way.
Yeah.
I want to keep it strong. Let's go forward, right?
Yes, ideally, I would love to get rid of Angela.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would.
I'm not
going to take this fight. This isn't a battle that is worth me fighting for.
Exactly. So you just let Mike have his way.
Yeah, and that just solidifies a Mike and Nick alliance.
Exactly.
Even stronger. It's a really great play.
It is. I thought it was really well done. And the other interesting thing at council was, right, Jeff was asking all questions and Les was answering and Angela and that, and I was like, everybody here's got plans, right? And then I forget, Jeff said something and Nick was like, they should keep me around because I'm going to be a resource and a relationship that they can use further down the road. And Angela just chipped in, right? Okay, actually, I would like to go to bat for Nick. And she said, he's got great piercing blue eyes and blah, 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 blah. But the really interesting thing about that, the tribal dynamic was, Angela thinks it's Angela and Mike deciding who's going home.
Yeah.
It's Nick and Mike deciding to keep Angela. That was the actual... But it's hidden. Angela doesn't even see it.
And it's beautiful.
That is fantastic.
It's really, really clever. And maybe this is the attorney side of him. We saw, the ability to talk and manipulate people is coming out in his job.
I just thought that was so fantastic, though, that they're sitting in trouble. And Angela's absolutely convinced that it's her and Mike deciding which one goes home.
We're gonna keep Nick around because he is an asset. Right?
And she doesn't even realise that Nick and Mike are keeping her around.
Her name was even a potential to not be
exactly. There. It was so good.
And that is brilliant. That is really, really good. That's a really good thing that needs, I would hope, Mike is smart enough to go, Nick and I can go a long way like this.
Well, this is the thing. I think Mike is smart enough because even though I think Nick is, let's say, the brains of the operation, right? Though I don't think Mike's stupid. I think Mike's smart enough to sit there and go, the more we keep this... if I say anything about the Nick Alliance, I'm dead.
No one wants to know about the rock stars till we're sitting final three.
That's right. Exactly right. And look at the other side. Even though Christian's with the Brochachos, right? He's never once mentioned Nick.
No.
So Nick may be picking people really well to play with.
Yeah, and keeping those relationships subtle.
Subtle.
It would be great for Christian to, and I hope this happens, to side back up with Nick and Mike. That would be a great trio because they're kind of an odd strength.
Odd couple.
Yeah.
An odd trio. That's right. Nobody kind of look at them and go, those three, they go together naturally.
Yeah, because they're getting information from all these other sources, And obviously, I feel.
Look, the other thing here is, if you put it that way, Mike and Nick hook up with Christian next time, right? But Christian's got these two huge physical shields for them.
Yeah. That they can get rid of at point in it.
Exactly.
They can keep and then get rid of when the time is right.
That's right. When the heat starts coming their way, it's like, but look at these big physical threats.
Yeah, we got to get rid of Dave because he's.
That's right. We got to get rid of John because whatever. I think Nick's playing a really good game.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, that was a beautiful thing to see. To be in the power position and have the person who's potentially going home not even know.
Not even know, but also spruiking you, sitting there and going, "Nah, he's a good guy. Let's keep him around."
And on top of that, let's take that one step further. Yeah. It's one thing to do that early on in the game, and this is early on the game. It is early on the game. But this is early on the game in a tribe of small numbers, which is end game.
Yeah,
this is a simulation end game.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to go, there's 8 people on the tribe and people don't know that I'm in control.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a whole nother thing to have 4 people in control on the tribe and 2 of them
have no idea
that the other 2 are in power.
Exactly.
That is... If that was Final Four, that's brilliant.
Oh, that is brilliant. That's perfect Final Four.
That is perfect Final Four. You can't get any better. So if Nick can continue that on, he's proven in a obviously the stakes are much higher day 30, day 31, 32. Obviously that's a bit of a difference. But the dynamics of 4 people, he nailed it.
I nailed it, exactly. And that's why I thought he was stupid with his let's name our alliances. He made one with Elizabeth that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And he called
Mason Dixon.
And now we've got the Ross. That's paying off.
It really is. But it's I guess there's a certain charm to him coming up with that.
Yes, of course. But I think, the real strength here is Nick seems to be able to pick the people to work with.
Mm-hmm. And move on from the ones he's not going to work with.
Exactly. He just seems to be able to pick the right people to work with, which is a real talent.
But at the same time, and I think this is something we do talk about a lot.
Yeah.
If you are seen as an underdog, work together.
Absolutely.
Like we also talk about this as like the big fellas.
That's right.
If you're a big physical threat,
work together.
Stop voting each other out.
That's it.
The great thing here is he's picked 2 people to be his closest allies who are both looking like weaker physical threats, looking like the social outcasts.
Well, he's picked
the people who get picked last on the football team.
But he's also
they'll be stronger in the end because they're
picked middle band people. He hasn't picked people that like Natalie.
Yeah.
Who are, who've put themselves on the out of the tribe. And he hasn't picked the obvious people in the tribe. Yeah. He's just picked the middle band. It's really quite smart.
Yeah. They're not the people that you'd vote off, but they're people that aren't going to be main targets.
Like you said, with Christian, he's picked somebody who's apparently socially awkward, right?
Yeah.
And so people look at Christian and go, well, he's no threat.
Yeah, but he's also not doing a Natalie and damaging camp life.
That's right.
He's just seen as no threat. Same with Mike. He's
just seen as no threat. He's not damaging anybody, but he's just seen as no threat. And he's picking those sorts of people.
And this is a great alliance that can really go through to the end.
These are the people that can
always a threat and there's always someone annoying. And you're neither.
That's right. And if this trio just floats through to 7, all of a sudden it's looking really good.
They're very dangerous if they stick together. The power they have, without anyone seeming to notice their power,
absolutely,
is a really, really dangerous thing. And
incredible.
A great thing to watch.
That's what I'm really keen on seeing is if Nick can keep this secrecy
because there's still a long way to go. There's still a long way to go, but it is a great start.
Oh, it's a fantastic start.
And it's interesting because I never thought about when they split the tribe up into the 3 until just then.
Yeah.
That's a simulation end game.
Yeah, it is. I never realised that myself. But anyway, I've lost my train of thought. No, you're dead right. You're absolutely right.
That's interesting that maybe that's why they do that.
Oh, see, the other good thing here is Nick's making moves early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when merge comes, Nick's going to... We always see this at merge. People will say something along like, the game's just started. The game's really just started. Now the game started.
Once we've got to merge, now it's started.
No, mate. You are 15 days
too late
at that stage. Nick has been making moves.
Yeah. and he's done
Yeah.
great subtle moves.
Yeah, so he's in a really good position come merge to keep making moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, so what were you going to say?
That's really it. It's just fascinating to me because I've never thought about it. It was like, we have our tribe dynamic.
It is.
And then we've been splitting into the 3. It is just a final simulation. How do you handle that final 3 or the final tribe, those last few days on the island? This is it without the pressure of the $1 million is now.
Exactly.
That carrot is closer.
Yeah.
But it is, and he's done it really, really well.
He's done it
and then we go into merge and you just go back to big tribes. Like, cool, let's now we restart.
Yep.
It's like I've played round 1,
exactly,
and I've got to the end, and I've done really well, and no one knew it.
That's
now
right.
Just do it again.
They do it again.
Replicate what he's done in one tribe to the merging.
That's
little
a very
tribes.
good point. I hadn't thought of that. I'm going to think more deeply on that, and maybe we'll have more on that next
episode.
episode.
I'm sure there's something to it.
Oh no, I think there's a very good thought on your part because the pressure is the same.
The pressure is
the pressure is the same. You're getting down to 5. You're getting down to 4. It's the same as the end game. It's
they're not thinking about it at the end game. But it is. It is a simulation end game.
It is. It's a real run at it too because you can be voted out.
Yeah.
So it's good. Okay,
that's really all I got. I'm looking forward to merge. I'm looking forward to see what happens. It's actually going to be a good episode next week, I think, just to see the dynamics of everyone come together and what happens.
Oh, I think it's going. Well, there's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot that could go on. We've got the orange tribe that has no cohesion.
Exactly.
Where do they go? Does the green tribe just stay so strong because they are tight?
Well, that's the thing,
maybe even we do look at Ali and Gabby technically on the outs of a 5.
Yeah.
Of course, on the outs of a 5. But on the outs of a 12 or whatever is coming in, however, 10? No. No,
that's right. We may see it go this way. Instead of it being David Goliaths, it might be turned into like Jabeni Tiva.
Yeah.
And the Vuku kind of splits up between
and tries to find.
Yeah.
And then Jabeni, do they disband because there's only 3 of them and 2 of them are pretty tight and the other one might be thinking Goliath,
Well,
Goliath,
no, that's
Goliath.
the thing. Mike and Nick have got no reason to get rid of Angela at this stage.
But they also have no reason to keep her.
No, they don't. But this is the good thing. She thinks they're tight.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, why throw that away? If you've got somebody who they think they're tight with you,
yes, but she might not be thinking Mike and I are tight. She might be thinking Mike and I are tight because Goliath.
Yeah, maybe.
Go back to Goliath.
But if she does that, then Mike should go with her because then he's going to float straight into the whole Goliath thing, right? If it turns into that. And he'll be able to tell Nick exactly what's going on in Goliath. So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
there's no reason to
does
break.
Nick? This is what I was going to get to early. Does Nick need that?
Yeah, he does.
Nick can get information from the Goliaths
through
Mike and Angela.
Yeah,
or Mike going to any of the Goliaths. Actually, he doesn't actually just need Angela.
No. But I'm saying
he can also get it through Christian and the Brochaco.
Yeah, true. But that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be Goliaths. I think there's going to be separate groups. There's going to be the Brochachos. There's going to be
there's going to be some different. There's going to be these smaller lines. We might see this voting block style again that we haven't seen for probably can't remember who was in that tribe. Jeremy, was it a Jeremy who was in charge of voting blocks? Do you remember that? I feel like a tanned guy with dreads. I don't know.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the merge. I think it'll be very interesting. I don't think it's going to fall out David and Goliath.
No way.
The people who go into merge thinking it's going to be David.
They'll be first out.
They are the ones that are going to be full.
Oh yeah, they'll either be first out or they won't be first out because it's a different game in the sense like we're looking at getting rid of the power people, the people who are going to be the big physical threats. But they will end up in the game without any power.
Absolutely.
And that's not what you want to be.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right. That's about it from us. All right.
See ya.